Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a quick look at a basic transport design here, a large transport for carrying a large amount of cargo, of course. This is the Copperhead Mark I transport. This is just the first initial design for it. Obviously, as you go along, you'll probably redesign most ships, and we'll probably redesign this one as well. So what you notice here is that we have a fairly large open canopy for a small-scale large ship like this. Trying to use more of these ramps for aesthetic purposes and actual armor, of course. And I tried to model the overall colors off of the actual Copperhead snake that I was naming the ship after. And you notice the cargo area is actually rather flat and has 4 vertical thrusters, or descending thrusters I guess you could say from the ship's perspective, and 6 lifting thrusters, as you see there. They're recessed in there so that we have plenty of clearance, so when you dock down here in the bottom to load and unload cargo, you don't have to worry about burning any extra structures. Now you can use any of these connectors to load the entire ship. All this cargo connectors are completely attached to each other. Of course, that means if you lose some from damage, obviously you'll have the others to pick up the slack, so you don't have to worry about losing all your cargo in one area. Now on the tail end here is of course the main thrusters and our antenna, and then we have our ramp for ascending and descending into the actual ship itself. Now inside here I've made a glass hallway so you can look down, you can see all your cargo, even put lights in the cargo area. You can see the ascending thrusters over there. And you could actually see any loading and unloading processes that are happening at the time. So we got a simple manual airlock here, and that glass hallway is also sealed. There is no vent connected to it, but it is sealed, so it will maintain an atmosphere. And of course in here we have 2 oxygen tanks and 2 vents. These are also all connected together. It actually connects under the staircase there. Basically that means that you'll have to resupply your oxygen at various stations. I thought about doing 1 oxygen tank and an oxygen generator, but really I wanted to go with more of a hauler type transport rather than any kind of refinery ship itself. And I would like to think that in such a situation where space travel is common, that when you're designing a transport, you're going to want to go with something that does not have to manufacture its own supplies. It would just have enough supplies to be able to travel and then resupply at each station. Alright, so we also have 12 battery banks, 3 gyroscopes, and a gravity generator. We have our 2 seats. Our main helm is over here, of course. And then our astronomic station, or basic auxiliary helm, is right here. You'll notice that we have airtight seals on the top here, so if you take damage in one of these windows, you can drop that down. Actually, did not add cameras yet, but we will be adding cameras to the exterior to allow you to fly via camera. We also have one back here, which completely seals off in case the doorways here take damage. So that's pretty much it. It's a very straightforward design. Wanted to design it mostly around the concept of the extending open bottom cargo area here. The thrusters I'll probably replace where I'm putting those to make it more aesthetically pleasing. But if you'll ignore those and look at the actual cargo, I think that's a rather nice looking profile right there. And that was pretty much the basis for the design, was just to have that profile of the slightly exposed cargo containers. And it's actually very lightweight. Let me go ahead and head back in. I should have showed you the weight the first time. But for a large ship with this much carrying capacity, it's fairly lightweight. So it comes in at 785,000 kilograms, which is not much heavier than a large number of small ships that are used, especially for transport. Obviously it's not heavily armored, so it's not really meant for combat situations, but this is going to move a lot of resources around really quick for you. Alright, well that pretty much covers our first mock-up of the design. Of course, as time goes by, as I said, we will modify it, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll get it uploaded on the Steam Workshop shortly.